G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on the brand new patch on Dry Arabia to witness a fun matchup. A matchup that you guys will know is quite close to my heart. So I'm excited to get to it and hopefully we see some pretty strong, pretty cool late game battles today because these two civs are poised to reach the late game very, very quickly. Spawning in on the west side of the map in the color blue, playing as the Order of the Dragon, it's Corvinus 1. And on the east side of the map in the color pink, playing as the Chinese, it's Beef Dragon. That's a pretty good name, isn't it? I like that name. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a caster game. If you're enjoying this content, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button as well. Really, I mean, subscriptions don't really matter on YouTube in 2024. Jeez, it's crazy to think. Oh, let me burp. Excuse me. Oh my lord, dude. It's currently 2 a.m. and I'm just like, I'm sitting here, I've got a Red Bull. Whoops. I got a Red Bull and it's pretty late and I was like, yeah, I might cast a couple games. Feeling all right, feeling good. Thought I'd get myself a Red Bull. Oh, wow. That was a good burp, wasn't it? Like that was, when it comes to like burps on a tier list, that was an S tier burp. Like I didn't think it was going to be like that. I thought it was going to be a little one, but I was like, we'll share it with the boys. We'll see what they reckon. Anyway, let's talk about the matchup. We are 90 seconds through this game. We've got ourselves an absolute killer of a matchup. This matchup is so damn hard for the Chinese because you're up against the Order of the Dragon or the Holy Roman Empire variant civ. Very, very strong at countering what you do. They're always just so much faster. You want to go 2TC Song Dynasty? Fine. They'll race you to Imperial and then they'll get their Swabia online. So you can't do that. You're always going to be trying something different against this civilization, or at least that's what you should be doing if you actually want to win. Otherwise, if you just play standard, things are not going to go well. So I'm curious to see how Beef Dragon plays it today. One of the things I would like to see from him would just be a couple of units in Feudal Age and then straight up to Castle Age trying to steal away the relics. I just did another burp, but I did it like off mic. I don't know if you guys still heard it, but anyway. No survival techniques coming through just yet for Corvinus 1. Now, I will leave a link in the description of where you can watch Corvinus 1 live over on Twitch. He streams quite literally every single day. I don't know how he's got this much time for it, but I think yesterday I saw his stream. It was like 6 hours, something ludicrous like that. So go check him out and have a look at this. We've already got a Minework Palace coming down 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. So he is a man who is destined for greatness here with the Minework Palace. Will we potentially see some of those crossbows? Now, I often talk about, you know, joining the ladder and whenever I do, I always think about which civilization I'm going to play. Do I go back to the OG Chinese? Do I just stick with the overpowered Ottomans? Or do I go something new, like the Order of the Dragon, a civilization that now has crazy strong crossbows? We'll have to wait and see. But to be honest, most of my time laddering at the moment isn't actually playing Age of Empires 4. I'm actually playing a whole bunch of Stormgate. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out Stormgate. It's a new RTS. It's a sci-fi RTS that's coming out from developers, or ex-Blizzard developers is probably the best way to say it. It reminds me a lot of StarCraft, and I'm sure if you've ever played StarCraft, it will remind you a lot of StarCraft as well, but there are some key differences. And I think when it comes to the game itself, I think that there's quite a different blend of philosophies behind it, and I'm excited to see where the development team goes. But so far, I've been having a lot of fun. Maybe that's just because I'm winning a lot. And you know, like this is something that I said to Fitz, bro, because he was asking me. He's like, "Hey, how are you finding Stormgate?" And I said, like, I'll be honest, Fitz, I'm winning a lot of games, so my view is like kind of skewed, right? Because in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this game is so much fun, dude. It's because I'm winning every game, dude. You start losing, and then you're gonna hate the game. You're gonna be like, this game is shit. I'm never playing this game again, and then like you reinstall it the next day. It's League of Legends all over again. But anyway, look, let's get into it. Let's have a look at this little matchup and see what we got going on, because it looks like Corvinus is going to be going for that fast Castle Age. Now, one of the things I love that he's doing, obviously we've already seen that he's out here on the deer early on. Some people might come in and look at this and say, why? Why the deer? What's the deal with the deer? Well, let me explain to you why this is. He doesn't have a lot of food. Okay, he's got some sheep underneath the town center, but you want to keep these sheep because you want to get Imperial Age. So you want to try and take as much food that's out on the map away from your safe town center, and then once you're only then forced back in around that town center, do you want to actually take that food? So in this example here, we can see that his closest deer patch after this is out here in the bore up towards the north. It's unlikely he'll go that far. But I suspect he's probably going to look to exhaust all of this deer out here, and then he'll probably just look to go in underneath the town, so to maybe throw in a few farms or two. But speaking of farms or two, have a look at this. Beef Dragon, not interested in any farms at the moment, but will be interested in some Barbicans. This is a great little Barbican spot. Not only does he protect the deer, but he's also protecting the berries. Also gives him great coverage for this gold and the stone. So it's all round just a really good Barbican positioning. So really well recognized by him. And it's going to be a Song dynasty coming through. He's already got that second Imperial official out, now collecting some taxes. And it doesn't look like we're going to have a second town center at this stage, as the Barbican is coming up about 536. Now, does he go into Castle Age after this, or does he look to get some units out? How is he going to look to play it? Quite heavy on wood, so it is going to be a stable. Definitely the right call here. Beef Dragon, don't do me like that. Okay, there it is. And this is actually, you know what? He just wanted to get the positioning right on it, because this is the correct position. This is the best position you can place a stable, immediately adjacent to the Imperial Academy, and you can actually fit 32 stables around this. But we'll now be looking to throw down that stable and get that production. Now, I'd love to see him supervise production of this and just begin getting out, you know, 1 horseman over here to start with, and then just like 3 horsemen up here, 1 horseman here, and then just walling up these relics. That's what's really important. You want to get these walls. So 6 minutes is normally my go time. When the game is 6 minutes through, that's when you send out your villagers. 1 villager in every single relic, except for the one that you might be contesting, and even then you'd probably still want to wall it in. But we do see that over on the other side of the map, the Burgrave is going to be coming. Sorry, that is a Regnitz Cathedral. The Regnitz Cathedral is coming down. So a little bit of a switch up there. I think he did originally have the Burgrave coming through. I must have seen it when it said Burgrave. But have a look at this. Quite a lot of technologies coming through. Normally, I expect Corvinus to be the kind of guy who is not going to be going for this many technologies. He's more focused on Imperial Age. But here, this is a little bit interesting. I wonder what the deal is with going into so many of these technologies, because these are resources that he could be using to age up right now. Anyway, Prelate now coming through. You can see that he's got a number of horsemen on the way. Beef Dragon looking to take out these villagers. Of course, the scout is already here. And now with the horsemen running through, immediately you're going to see Corvinus pull these units back. And that Prelate is going to have to be careful. It heads up towards the top side. He's scouted out plenty of relics on the map. So whether Beef Dragon actually stops him is going to be a different matter. Getting a little bit of idle time here. Needs to pull these horsemen away. Remember, these are dragon villagers. They do not mess around. They've also got that +1 damage, which will help them out in this situation. You can see those villagers actually managing to survive. Not able to pick any of them off, and we'll ride back on board with Beef Dragon, because it doesn't look like there's any more units coming out, and this really hurts to see, because he's got horsemen that are out here looking to try and take out villagers, when the reality is this is the biggest threat on the map right now. This is a massive threat here, and we need to try and neutralize this as much as we possibly can. 1 horseman does go down. Second one is about to go down. Good night, sweet prince. And now you got no units on the map. So unfortunately for Beef Dragon, he is getting that age up through, but it's just one of those things where it's like you're aging up to the castle age, but you're already too late. We're at 8 minutes 20. You know, we should have been looking to deny prelates. We should have been looking to wall in these relics. I reckon you could have at least walled in 3 of these relics. Probably even the 4th one here would have been absolutely, you know, fine to wall in. And a lot of people look at that and think, okay, but, you know, I got to send 4 villagers out there to do it. It's pretty simple. What you do, say you've got these 4 villagers here that you're going to do it with. So you grab 1 villager and you just right-click on the minimap. And then another one, right-click on the minimap. Another one, right-click. Another one, right-click. And then as they're walking out, you're going to grab that villager. Then you're going to draw the walls around it. Then you go back, grab the next villager, and then you draw the walls around it. So that way they're already out there. They're already on the move. Makes it a lot easier. But now 2 relics are picked up for Corvinus. He's on the way back with that second one. Age up about to come through for Beef Dragon. Now keep in mind, he does have the astronomical clock tower here, which is one of the best landmarks in the game at the moment, just mainly because it's got that extra little bit of hit points for your siege. And of course, siege at the moment, one of the strongest unit types that there is. The Nest of Bees, of course, a notoriously strong unit. But Corvinus, look at this around the edge of the map. He knows where that 3rd relic is. He's going to be going for it. 4th relic up towards that top side as well. Will be coming through, and Corvinus having himself a very nice early game. 9 minutes through. We can see that the sheep have started to run out. He did eventually end up falling back away from those deer carcass, but in the end, there's only about 550 food that's actually left on them, so I don't think he's going to be too worried about it. Big wall now starting to come up for Beef Dragon. I'm curious about Beef Dragon's play style here, though, because we do see it is going to be an archery range that comes down. What's his win condition, though? How does he play this one out? Because when it comes to playing as the Chinese, your win condition is basically to get to Imperial Age and to survive the early stages of Imperial Age. Because what's going to happen is the Holy Roman Empire, or the Order of the Dragon in this case, get to Imperial Age about 12 minutes. And what that means is you've got Swabia that starts printing villages, and they're going to be rising up to 130 villages very, very quickly. And you're going to be getting up there as well. The question is, how do you make it to that stage of the game where you can start to rely on things like Fire Lancer raids or really long-range hand cannoneers? That is the big question, because I don't know how Beef Dragon's going to get there. 1 TC is not going to be enough to push him into that late game, so hopefully we see him put that second TC down. Now's actually a really good time to do it as well. If anything, adding in that second TC would help him out a huge amount, because it will mean he'll be able to actually keep up with a villager production from his opponent. So that could be a pretty smart move from him. But now on the south side, we do see the Gilded Knight has made it out onto the field. He's going to start just doing some attack moves. I love how it can one-shot wolves. That's absolutely insane how much damage this thing does. And it looks like the wall will get up in just in time. Have a look at the timing on that wall. Unfortunately, the wall has not been completed towards that top side. So it will mean the villagers have to idle out a little bit here. The town center will help out with quite a bit of damage up against the Gilded Knight. Spearman has come out as well, but unfortunately, the Imperial official will go down. 2 spears here underneath the TC, looking to defend. We'll be able to find it. A bit more of a raid coming through on that west side. Both players looking to raid each other at the moment. I'd love to see a full wall coming through here from Beef Dragon. It would be really nice to see just that extra little bit of wall, so you can even just come up a little bit and then over towards this wood line, and then you can wall in across here, throw a gate down, and then wall in across the back. That makes it a really nice wall, and especially when you've got these two sort of frontish, I say front-ish, two frontish wood lines. Anyway, we'll check in over on the west side and see how Corvinus is doing as he's placing down a market. Never mind. That is a lot of gold that you've got right there in the bank, Corvinus. And I think that might just be the case where it's like it's the only real resource that he's got. Like he could be gathering wood, but you can't really gather more berries. But the age up does now come through, and this is the most important part. He's making it to the Imperial Age. So from here, one of the key things that he's going to want to look to do is upgrade his cannon emplacement, which is part of the reason why I think he's gone for the market, so he can just buy 3 sets of stone, get that cannon emplacement in, buy another 100 stone, and all of a sudden you have got a fully upgraded outpost defensive. No way that you are going to be threatened with that. And we can now see Beef Dragon beginning to push through. Gilded Knight does come out here. Town center can be filled up with villagers. Let's see, and if we've got any trades coming through. Plenty of gold on the way for him. So total of 4 relics against 1. It never feels good to be giving your opponent 4 relics if you're playing as the Chinese against the Order of the Dragon. But yeah, there were definitely, look, I'll be honest, Beef Dragon, couple of little things. Just number 1, wall in those relics that are closer to you, and number 2, get a couple more units out and look to try and hit prelates rather than villagers. That could be the difference. But now we start to see the outpost fortification beginning to come through. He has purchased a little bit of stone by the looks of it. Palace of Swabia pumping out units. So we have the second TC coming down just yet. Doesn't look like it. No second TC just yet for Beef Dragon. So a little bit slow on that one. And towards the front, crossbows are starting to build here. It looks like crossbow spear is going to be the way that he goes, which is definitely a good call. Up against the Order of the Dragon, the one thing you've got to be very careful of are those hand cannoneers. Notoriously strong the hand cannoneers are for the Order of the Dragon. Cannon emplacement is on the way through, but it's not going to be in this cannon emplacement. It's actually going to be, well, not in this outpost. It's going to be in the outpost to the top side. Which is definitely a interesting call here. Emergency repairs will come through, perfectly timed. At the moment, let's do a quick income comparison. 700, 1600, 2100 at the moment for Corvinus, compared to his opponent who's at 2100 on Beef Dragon's side. So pretty even Stevens on the income side of things at the moment. The main difference is that relic bonus, which will continue to carry over into the ultra late game, because even though we're 14 minutes through this game and we're in Imperial Age, it's really still quite early on in the game, definitely reaching that mid-game stage. Still no second TC coming through from Beef Dragon either, which is one thing I'd love to see him fix up. But now I'm going to be pushing through. The emplacement about to finish, and your parade is about to be rained upon. Have a look right here. 3, 2, 1. Here she goes. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Boom. Sit down, boy. And indeed, he sat down. But, I mean, he got away scot-free. I'm going to say it right now. There is... He's lucky. He's lucky. He made it out with his life right there. All right. Swabia spamming out those villagers. You can see him slowly catching up on that villager count. Really needs to get that second TC online just to make sure that he's able to scale. And now monks are going to be moving out, looking to pick up sacred sites. What is this? We've got ourselves a stone wall coming in. The nest of beasts moving forward. Remember that there is the potential of culverin in play here as well. Prelate's now going to be repairing up these villagers. Another shot comes in on the nest of bees. Not a lot of damage coming through from Beef Dragon at this stage. Siege Workshop, where is it? Is it in the back of the base? No, not anywhere yet. Just going to move into Elite Knights. Or Elite Gilded Knights, rather. Very, very bold. And I'm loving this slow but steady whittling down of the enemy villagers. This shot should be able to get at least one of them. Indeed, he does get one. Rest of them just going to be forced away from this position. Cannon emplacement is through. Clock Tower, Nest of Bees. Managing to survive, but Sacred Site's getting picked up behind it. More units being rallied out. Still... Oh, there's the second TC. He did opt for that second TC. Glad to see it done. You can see he's about 5 villagers up. Now, keep in mind, we are talking about the Order of the Dragon here, so it does mean that their villager count is technically, while it's 64, they've got more economically viable villages. I don't know if viable is the right term, but... Oh, he gets it. He gets it. He knocks down the walls. He's straight through. But essentially, their villagers are more efficient. They're faster gatherers than the standard villager. So that 65 villager count, it's not actually a real... Oh my god, look at this. The Gilded Knight taking on... We just got to witness it in all of its glory right here. Have a look at that. How beautiful. That is such a nice looking unit. If there is no greater reason than this skin to actually have skins brought into the game. How badly do you want to have this knight skin? This is just the nicest looking knight that there is in the game, by far. This is the best case for skins. Imagine if all of your units looked this cool. Well, they could if you played the Order of the Dragon, but unfortunately you can't play them because they're not the strongest civilization, and you got to play the Ottomans. And because of that, well, what if you had skins? I'll tell you what. I wonder if... I don't know too much about Stormgate, but I'm not sure if they're going to be doing skins. But I know that it's free to play. I know the game will be free to play. It's not going to be available forever, though, at the moment. I think it's just a demo. So maybe check it out while stocks last. Is that what they say? Anyway. Oh. All right. That's it. Citation, ladies and gentlemen. Call the macro police. What's the mistake? We want to replace those lumber camps, especially when they're at this distance. Ideally, whenever we can put a lumber camp down like that, we should try and put it down like that. Whenever you can fit a lumber camp, you put a lumber camp. That's the best way to think about it. All right, stone wall still coming up. I don't know why you're walling in this gold vein like this, especially when you're playing the Order of the Dragon and you've got 4 relics. Like, it is just, you don't need that gold. It is absolutely fine if you go without it. But now, the Nest of Bees looking to push up. Not going to be able to unleash their torrent of rage today. Well, will not be going up for the moment. He could look to fire down on it, but he's just chilling out for the moment. Imperial Age about to come through for Beef Dragon. So both players looking to go towards that Imperial Age timing. Still pretty early here. 18 minutes, 44 seconds. Not bad. But let's check in with Corvinus. He's got that gold in the back of the base. Plenty of villagers on it. 1,400 gold in the bank. More than 2,000 gold a minute. I'd love to see him look to try and secure a keep on this gold vein towards the north. Of course, he could buy his stone, or he could just gather it the good old-fashioned way. But that age up now comes through. Expect to see those elite upgrades coming in. I'd love to see elite palace guards. Elite crossbows probably not that relevant because you can just go into hand cannoneers, which I think are 100% the right call here if you're playing in this matchup. Just because hand cannoneers are so good against the civilization that you're playing against, right? Lots of damage against those high health units. But Gilded Spearmen now making their way out. They've got their inspiration bonus as well. Extra little bit of damage and an extra point of armor, which is always nice to have up against these melee units that you've got. You can see they've only got that 12 damage, which isn't that high in the first place. So having 4 armor on top of it is definitely very handy. Now, what upgrades have we picked up from the mine work apart from everything? Have a look at that. He's got +3s already in the bag on the way through now. No Bodkin bolts just yet, but we'll be looking to pick up Zornhau. We'll be looking to pick up Golden Cuirass as well. So really, at this stage, 20 minutes into the game, we are yet to have a defining battle of this game just yet. It has been a build-up, a slow and steady build-up throughout this game. And you just know that these two are about to start butting heads. The gold is starting to become more and more relevant. No longer do we see those safe golds. Well, I say that. Then you see this gold in the front, but the walls are not yet walled in. Sacred Site neutralized on that north side. Now going to be captured as well. He's looking to try and take it off his opponent. 4 nested bees on the field at the moment. Have a look at this. Corvinus, absolutely nothing in the way of siege for himself. Did he not get the memo about the siege meta? Did you guys get the memo about the siege meta? Okay, maybe you guys didn't get the memo either. Siege is good. You should make lots of siege. In fact, you should make only siege. Don't even make other units. Just make only siege, and especially make the nested bees. An incredibly, I was going to say diverse unit, but I don't think diverse is the right word for it, unless we're talking about like the rockets that it uses. Very diverse. Like you can die from. They're, to be honest, they're all the same rocket. It's not really that diverse. Anyway, what was I? What am I thinking of? Diverticulitis? No, that wasn't it. Where'd that one come from, Trongo? I don't know. Probably the same place that burp came from earlier. How good was that burp? Can we talk about the burp? There needs to be more burps in these casts. There are not enough burps. I'm going to advocate for more burps. I'm starting to lose my mind right now. Come on, you guys, fight. I feel like I'm poking them with a stick. Like, do something. Do something. Come on, Corvinus. Get in there. He finally built the wall. Inspired a little bit here by Trump. The wall has gone up. But, surprisingly, a lack of rhetoric coming out from him at the moment. Is very reserved. In fact, both players quite reserved, but I can feel it. I feel it coming. I know it's going to happen. Beef Dragon, let's ride on board with him. He does spot out the keep. He could look to try and stop it. If we look from Corvinus' perspective, he also sees these units. We're entering into the cinematic mode. 67 against 58-ish. Beautiful army mass that he's got here. Should be able to defend this pretty well. Needs to move the units up to the north. Not going to do it. Nested Beast just going to get eaten alive here. He really could have defended this a lot better. Lanchconnect also going to be coming in, but unfortunately on the backside, the Nested Bees get eaten up completely. Hand Cannoneers are now out as well. A distinct lack of kiting from him. Come on, Beef Dragon, I think it was. I was going to call him Beef Burger for a little bit in there, but that's just Drongo showing his hungry side. Manages to make it back towards the walls, but a huge mistake there from him, allowing his opponent to really take advantage. And now look at a siege down the wall up against a cannon emplacement. You're absolutely crazy, but look at the Zornhau swinging to win right now as the wall does indeed go down. Cannon emplacement should be quite strong in its offensive capabilities, or in this case, defensive. But villagers forced to run away. And now you've got yourselves a little bit of a problem because there is a leak in the boat, a leak in the ship. You've got to try and get this bad boy sailing. I don't think there's too many Zornhau in here. I think these are all spears, fortunately, for Beef Dragon. Be feeling good about himself once this keep comes online. Indeed, they were all spears, but he did take out a few workers there. 12 workers so far taken out. Another nest of bees joining the party. And now with this wall going down, it definitely feels a little bit scary for Beef Dragon. Villager count's pretty decent for him at the moment. I feel like that second town center came a little bit late, though. I would have loved to have seen that a little bit earlier. Down towards that south side. Sacred Site is being neutralized by Corvinus. He will be capturing a third Sacred Site here as well. And a nice keep comes down on the south side because this will guarantee that he's got a gold income for at least the next 5 to 6 minutes here. As long as he's able to take out this mighty infantry. So now on the defensive. How does Beef Dragon go about this? I got to take a swig of Red Bull. Give me a second here. Excuse me. I'm getting a little bit of a... My eyes are a little bit dry right now, but I think that might just be because it's 2:30 in the morning. I was going to say the age ups come through. That's not an age up. That is a sacred site being captured. Is he just really going for it right now? This is impressive. This is a man who does not like keeps. He does not like the Kardashians. He is not happy with it. Doesn't like keeps. Doesn't like jeeps. But we'll be looking to try and hold on. The villagers could pop out on the bottom side and look to get a repair off. Definitely could be on the cards. Hopefully that's where he goes for. Villagers come through. He needs to pop them out on the other side, though. Otherwise, they're going to get absolutely murdered. You can see just how many he lost in the blink of an eye. And spamming out palace guards towards Landsknecht, never a good time. Villagers on the backside, going to be going down. He's got no stone in the bank anyway. Hand Cannoneers teeing off towards the enemy units. A little bit slow to get out here. The consequence of not having a gate in this wall on the bottom side is that your units unfortunately have to run the long way. Bit of a gauntlet, if I do say so. Now, the Hand Cannoneers getting absolutely obliterated. The Zornhau in there just absolutely eating them alive. And you can see right now the power of the Landsknecht. Military numbers starting to go really in favor of Corvinus at this stage of the game. Keep in mind that not only are his villager numbers favored, even though he's behind on the villager count, but these military numbers are pretty damn decent at the moment. 76 military population against 21. Beef Dragon needs to pull out the relic and try and look for a Wallalol, a defensive Wallalol to help him out. Won't need it for the moment. Nesta B numbers continue to rise. Corvinus has done a great job alleviating, or not even alleviating, mitigating the Nesta Bs in this game. But I guess that's just the way it goes against melee infantry, right? They're always just going to try and look to get in on top of you. And now Corvinus, he's got himself a really solid position here. All three sacred sites. Keep on the south. Outposts on the north. Keep in the center. So the only real one that's in any threat is that topside one, and I suspect it does indeed have cannon emplacements on both of those outposts. So it is going to be very difficult for Beef Dragon to fight back against this position. Stonewall coming up. I think he's going for it. I think he's going for it. We're going to see a landmark placed down here. Let's have a look and see. Show me the money, Beef Dragon. All the Zornhau Hand Cannoneers now firing off into the center. He's yet to put down the big boy landmark, and there's a good reason why, because if he did, he'd lose all of the villagers for it. You can see at the same time, we're going to break away, coming in over on that east side. Hand Cannoneers forced back. You'd love to see just a gate up here where they could fire down, have a little bit of extra damage. Unfortunately, the spears are now inside the economy of the Chinese base. There are units back here. Hand Cannoneers together with Palace Guards looking to try and clean it up. The Keep also providing a little bit of cover fire, and look at the farming economy. It's here. Oh, he's got the unique bonus. Oh, he's utilized the unique spearman bonus. This gives them AoE siege damage. Have a look at this. Look how many farms he's able to take down. He's burning everything, the entire economy right now. This is the unique bonus that they've got. The spearmen finally use. This is the first time we're ever seeing this out of the Order of the Dragon. It's been, what, 4 months that they've been out? And we're finally seeing it get put to good use. Ladies and gentlemen, the Order of the Dragon, the spearman raids have now commenced. You may prepare your anus. Oh, Lord. He coming. God, this has been a cursed cast, hasn't it? Have a look at the amount of Palace Guards here just going down to the Landsknechts. It has been a tough time. More units going to be rallied in towards this front side. You can see they're stalled out a little bit, but more of them going to be coming through. 118 villagers. Beef Dragon doing a good job to keep the villagers alive. Did lose the farms, did not lose sight of the... Never mind. He's lost it. He's thrown it away. He says, you know what? I'm not here to stay. Fellas, go check him out. I'll leave a link in the description where you can go watch Corvinus live over on Twitch. He's streaming every day. He's probably streaming right now. So go check him out. Go say a good day from me. And, of course, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Adios, amigos.